Okay, and we are back. Alright, so this is episode 4 of my Let's Play of the Logical Journey of the Zoombinis. If you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, I put them on YouTube today, so go ahead and check them out. In those episodes, we led our first group of Zoombinis along the long path all the way to their new home in Zoombiniville. And now we have to go back to Zoombini Isle and start over with another group. So let's go ahead and go there and start anew this logical journey. Alright, so like before, I'm going to use the randomized method just to make the challenges a little more interesting. So here they come. So my goal for this video is to actually try, if I can, get through the first leg of the journey very quickly. So then in the middle leg of the journey, I can show you the alternate route. That's the goal anyway. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all in one video, but we will see. Let's see. So here's our batch of Zoombinis this time. Looks like a good mix of different traits, all randomized. And we are ready to begin. So again, if you don't know exactly how Zoombini traits work or what this island is or what the game is about, go ahead and check out the first video. I'll explain a little more there. But for now, they are ready to hop on the boat and start their journey. So let's go.
After days tossed
Oh, look, a
about
crab.
by a stormy sea, the Zoombinis reach the shore of a peculiar land.
Did you see? There was a crab. Actually, compared to the size of the boat, it must have been a really big crab. Or maybe it was a squid. But no, it left little footprints, so it was just a really big crab. And here we are again. So we are back at the Allergic Cliffs. We are still on the easiest difficulty. It will not stay this difficulty forever, but it does for the first times you go through this location. So again, if you're not sure how this puzzle works, go ahead and check out the first video where I go over it in more detail. But for now, I'm just going to try and see how quickly I can get through. So let's go ahead and send a test Zoombini, which is not the right one. Okay. So this one has to go the other path, and let's see if we can find a similar one and try it on the same path. Okay. So far it seems like the hair and the feet don't matter. So it's either the eyes or the noses. So this one has the same eyes and nose, so it seems like it should be okay. Okay, let's try just the same eyes. Nope. Okay, so we've figured out which cliff is the allergic cliff. So this one on top is accepting 2 Zoombinis with no features in common. So the one on top is allergic to something. So all it wants is all the Zoombinis on the top bridge to not have that feature. And then the bottom requires a certain feature. So on the top and bottom, we've got the green hat, we've got the propeller, and we also have glasses on top and bottom. So the bottom cliff must require a green nose. So let's go ahead and send all the green noses this way. And everyone without a green nose can go on top. So once you've figured it out, you can just queue them up, and it actually goes by pretty quickly.
Splendid job!
Why, thank you. Let's go.
These stone guards have their rules, so do proceed with skill. Zoombini's one guard won't allow, the other guard surely will.
We've got visitors. Do we let him in?
Okay, so we've got the guards, and based on what happened last time, the upper lower guard, either it doesn't matter which way you send it, or they'll all be the lower guard, or maybe all the upper guard. But last time it was all the lower guard. So the left and right is really what matters. So let's try this one on this path, which he did not like.
Okay.
Let's see.
Step right up.
This guy is actually pretty different from everyone else. Let's see if we can find one that is completely different from him. Like this. So you'd think it's totally different, so it should go on the other path. But that was not the case. So these two Zoombinis are totally different, but this guy let them both through. So just like with the allergic cliffs, you can think of one guard as being kind of allergic or disliking certain Zoomini features. So these two Zoombinis, neither of them have the feature that he dislikes. So they both got through. And this guy is requiring a certain feature that neither of them had. So let's see. Got propellers, blue noses, other features.
Sorry.
Okay, so something about this Zoomini, the guy on the left does not like.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It could be the orange nose, it could be the glasses, it could be the feet. We know it's not the hair because this one has the same hair. Let's try another one with glasses on this side. Okay, so it looks like it's the glasses. And therefore, everyone who doesn't have glasses will go on the left.
Okay.
Okay, not too bad.
Well done!
Good of you to drop in.
And so our brave travelers continue on through this dusty wasteland until they meet Arno, the almost omnivorous, one very hungry pizza troll.
Fleens? You're not fleens.
We weren't fleens the last time either.
Huh. Whatever you are, make me a pizza.
Okay, let's go ahead and give this a shot, see how quickly we can get through.
More toppings.
So to speed things up, I know he likes olives, so we might as well keep them on every pizza we try.
Something on that I don't like. More toppings. Huh. Thank you, thank you. Have a pizza party!
You did it! You saved them all!
Indeed I have. So that took, what, a minute total? So if you're not talking or diddling around, then you can get through these pretty quickly. Alright, so that's another batch of 16. Through the Big, the Bad, and the Hungry.
Hold on! What's this? A campsite with hot soup all ready to eat? Looks like a fine place for Zoombinis to relax. But when they're ready to move on, they'll need a group of 16 along the path.
Okay, so we're not going to give them a chance to rest. We're just going to keep going on. So if we check the map here, we can see we're at Sheltered Rock. And last time we went south through the deep, dark forest. But this time we want to take the other path north. And that will give us a different set of puzzles. So let's go.
Zoombinis must have something in common with their neighbor to sit on Captain Cajun's ferry.
Welcome to the boat. Now hurry yourselves up and find your seat.
Oops. Sorry, Captain Cajun, I didn't mean to cover your face up. So, yes, we are now into Who's Bayou, which is the northern region, sort of a wetland region. And the name of the region is also a pun because the puzzles in this route tend to relate to which Zoombinis are physically close to which other ones. I always thought that this location had a cool background with the water and the sky and everything. It's very painterly. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the hint for this location. Captain Cajun's ferry boat. Seating on Captain Cajun's ferry boat is very important. Zoombinis can only sit next to each other if they have at least one matching feature. Same hair, eyes, nose color, or feet. So very simple rules. And on this level of difficulty, it's a pretty easy puzzle, but it can get harder later. So for this one, this is one of those puzzles where if you happen to create a band of Zoombinis that all had one feature in common, this would be extremely easy. But I did not do that, so I actually have to solve the puzzle. So let's just start by placing a few of them.
Wherever you want to, I don't really care.
Just place some of them down. So let's try all the green noses first. Because we know that's a feature
There you go, you got it.
that they have in common. And then we've got this guy. And then let's try some more blue noses, maybe.
Ah, sure.
Then we can do this Cyclops guy here, the spring guy.
Ah, sure.
And then the glasses will link to these and these. Though maybe I want to do the red nose next.
There you go, you got it.
I think it's possible to drop Zoombinis into the water. No? Oh well. And then this. So you see, I barely had to really put any consideration into it.
There you go, you got it.
Again, at this level of difficulty, it's not too bad. And if you cheat by making them with shared features, then you can just put any of them anywhere and it doesn't matter. So not too hard, but it can get harder later. So that is the first puzzle in the Who's Bayou. So let's continue on. So this is a puzzle you have to tell the game when you are ready to move on. I don't think it's possible to lose any Zoombinis in this location. You can get as much time as you like to rearrange them until you have them all on the ferry boat. So if you leave any behind, it's only because you gave up and chose to continue without them. But we don't have to do that.
Color, flower, and lily pad shape too may be the keys that get them through.
Okay, we've got quite an interesting looking landscape here. Our Zoombinis are all up here. They look very tiny from this perspective. They've come across quite a big river, along with some gigantic lily pads and some gigantic amphibians here. So let's check out the hint for this location. Titanic tattooed toads. I guess they're toads. I wonder why they're not frogs, because usually frogs are the ones that swim and toads are on land, but oh well. Each Zoombini needs a titanic tattooed toad to carry it across the field of lily pads to the other side. Most of the toads will follow a special path that matches the shape of the flower, the shape of the lily pad, or color of stripe on its back. For example, a toad with a red stripe will follow a path of lily pads with red flowers to the other side. Some toads cannot cross the river at all, and none will hop diagonally. Try tracing a complete path to the other side first before sending a Zoombini across. Okay, so this is a puzzle that is, I think, somewhat infamous, just because it can take a while to complete, and it's possible to get Zoombinis stuck on it, where they're just trapped on the river, bouncing back and forth on the toads, and eventually you'll just be forced to leave them behind. But this is the easiest difficulty, so we should have no problems with that. So each of these toads has either a colored stripe, or it will have a green shape, or it will have a different kind of shape. So those correspond to the colors of the lily pads, the shape of the lily pad, or the shape of the symbol inside the lily pad, which I guess is supposed to be a flower. So the goal here is to find a complete path that follows a certain pattern all the way from the left to the right side, and then place a toad on that path, and then the Zoombini will hop across to the other side. I believe there's sometimes more possible paths than what you actually need to make use of. And I like to use the colored paths first, just because I think they're easier to see than the other ones. The colors really stand out. So let's start by looking for the colored paths. So the colors we have are blue, orange, white, red, and lavender. So let's see if we've got any blue paths across. We've got one that starts here, goes up, and then goes this way. So yep, that works. So this guy, the game won't let you put it on any lily pad that's not matching what the toad is. So we have to start him off on a blue one. And then you'll see it'll actually light up when it's on a possible path. But you want to make sure that the path goes all the way to the other end, because if we put him on this path, for example, it would let us put him here, but he could only hop forward and then hop back, and you'd think once it gets back to the front it would just start over, but it doesn't do that. It would hop here and then hop here, then hop back, then it would get stuck and then just keep hopping back and forth between the two. They can't return to the starting bank, so we don't want to do that. We want to go on a valid path like this, and then the Zoombinis will hop across. You can't actually pick which Zoombini goes on the toad, so if there's a certain Zoombini you really like, you have to hope that he's one of the ones that makes it across successfully. But again, this is not too difficult on this difficulty level, so they should all get across no problem. So this one made it. And each toad can actually be used twice. So rather than have 16 possible paths, they make it so you just need to find 8 paths, which is nice. So there's no reason to not immediately go ahead and reuse the same path like that. And then while he's hopping, let's look for other paths. So we've got an orange one we could look for, which goes like that. And then, let's see, we could look for a white path. So this guy, you see, he made it across and then he just left. I guess he got tired or something. So after a while, the toads will start disappearing and you'll have to continue to look for new paths. But let's try looking for a white path. So we've got one here. Yeah, looks like it goes all the way across. Then the orange one came back, so we'll send it back on its path. You can have as many frogs all hopping together at the same time as you want. Occasionally they might sort of bump into each other, but usually that's not a big deal. They'll just like go back a little bit and then come back and try again. I don't know if it's possible to have multiple frogs all interfering with each other in such a way that they all get stuck and none of them can make it. That would be unlikely to happen. Let's see, there's a red path, I believe, right here. It goes all the way across. So here's the red path. And then the white path. It looks good. And then the purple one, I actually don't see a complete path for them. This one is almost complete except for this part here. So we can't actually use the purple one. So that's it for the colored ones. So now let's look for either the shape of the lily pad or the shape of the symbol. So for the lily pads, we've got, I think there's just 4 different shapes. We've got this sort of hourglass shape. We've got the 4-leaf shape, the 3-leaf shape, and the crescent moon shape. And then the red one has come back. So we can try looking for those ones. So the frogs that have like the bright green shape on them, that's the shape of the lily pad itself. So let's see if we can find any paths like that. Some people, I think, would recommend starting at the end and working backward. So that way you know that it makes it all the way to the end. So if we go with the hourglass shape, this one starts at the end, but then it gets stuck. This one, again, doesn't go anywhere. Here's a path. This way, it goes back and forth a bit, then up and down, then here. Okay, so right here, the hourglass path starts. And then double checking it, because I really don't want to lose a Zoombini at this point, because I wasn't paying attention. So that one made it, or will make it. And then let's try the crescent shape, see if there's a path for that. So here's one, but it doesn't go anywhere. This might work. So up, down, yep. So right here, we could do the crescent shape. Let's try the 3-leaf one. I actually don't see any 3-leaf lily pads that go to the far side. So let's try a 4-leaf one. This one. And then it goes up, up, over, up, back, back. Yep, so the 4-leaf one works. It's a bit of a... goes back and forth, but no big deal. And then I believe this was the correct path. It's interesting because even if you're going to reuse a path, you have to remember where it was. But yeah, this is it. And then we had the crescent path, I believe. That one's pretty simple. This one right here. Okay, and then the 4-leaf one came back, so we just have to find where that path was. I think it was right here. No, it went up. Okay. So then I think I need to just find one more. So now we need to look at the shape of the flowers inside the lily pads. And those are going to be the frogs with sort of that tan beige color shape on them. And there's only 3 different ones. There's the one that actually looks like a flower, there's the diamond shape, and the X shape. So let's see. Diamonds, I don't see... Well, here's a path, maybe. Diamonds actually works. That's a pretty straightforward path. Just for fun, I'm going to see if the X or the flower shape have a path. So the flower shape, no, goes here, 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 here. So you see the flower shape right here actually has a complete path. So there were more possible paths than what we actually needed. And just to show that off, I'm going to put the other toad right here and try a different path. I'm not sure about the X path. Let's see, here, 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 here. Yep, and the X's also had a path. So the X's had a path, the diamonds had a path. So the only two that didn't have a valid path was the 3-leaf lily pad shape and the purple flower shape.
All through. Good for you.
So most of the frogs do have a valid path. You just have to make sure you're starting on the correct starting point for the path. Make sure the one you're picking goes all the way across. But yeah, that's it for Titanic Tattooed Toads. It's an interesting puzzle. It's one of the few that doesn't involve the Zoombini characteristics at all. So it could be a nice change of pace.
Zoombinis will get a rise out of these stone hexes if they can make the right connections.
That didn't rhyme, but oh well. We're almost out of the swamp. And now we're just in a weird place with some kind of markings on the ground, so let's check it out. Stone rise. The Zoombinis must link together to turn the stone elevators on and continue their journey. Link pairs of Zoombinis together according to one common feature, such as red noses. The symbols on the stone pad show you what attribute the Zoombinis must share. So this is kind of similar to Captain Cajun's Ferry, where the Zoombinis next to each other have to have features in common. The main difference is that on Captain Cajun's Ferry, the Zoombinis next to each other just had to share any feature. But here, these symbols tell you what feature they have to have in common. So creating a party of Zoombinis who all have one shared feature wouldn't necessarily help here, because it has to be the feature that it's asking for that combines or connects the Zoombinis. But I still don't think it's this hard, that hard on this difficulty, so let's check it out. So this is an eye symbol, so Zoombinis with the same eye can be on the left and right. We've got a foot symbol, a hair symbol, and a nose symbol. Even though these all look like human noses and feet instead of Zoombini-shaped features, so I'm not sure who left these markings here. Okay, let's go ahead and I guess just start placing them. So he has the sleepy eyes. Let's put another sleepy eyes with him. On the easiest difficulty, I think it's fastest to just start placing, and if you do run into a dead end, to change things up then. Now, only 2 Zoombinis have these feet, so let's go ahead and put them together. And only 2 Zoombinis have these sort of trained feet, so let's put them together. Noses, we've got 2 with red noses. This guy here has the same hair as this one. These 2 have the same hair. These 2 have the same feet. Now these 2 do not have the same eyes, but oh well. We can fix that. So this is another puzzle where you have to decide when you're ready to move on. The thing is, any Zoombini that is not linked with the others will be left behind, and you can tell which ones are linked because they will be standing on a red hexagon. This one, the hexagon he's standing on, is gray, which means that he is not currently linked up with the rest of the group. And it actually works. You could think of there being a sort of current or power source on the right-hand side, and then it travels from the right to the left. So if you were to take off the Zoombinis on the right-hand side, it would disconnect all of the Zoombinis who were after them, like that. So we have 4 Zoombinis that we have to place. Let's see if we can rearrange these into a slightly better order. Oh. Oh, that can happen too. If you misplace them, like on the wire itself, they'll get electrocuted. But it doesn't hurt them. So we need to do some rearranging here. Let's see if there's a simple swap we can make. So glasses, would that work? I think I want to do it like this. So this one does not have the same eyes as any of the ones I took off, so let's remove that. So I need to create a pair by noses, a pair by feet, and a pair by eyes. So these two could have the same nose, and these two have the same eyes. But then I don't have a group with the same feet. So if I did them by feet, okay, so, and then we need a pair with the same nose and a pair with the same eyes. Maybe this one is harder than I remember. Or maybe I'm just tired. Let's see. Out of all of these Zoombinis, which one could be in multiple possible groups? So this one could also be by nose. This one could be by nose. This one does not share the same eyes as anyone else. So they cannot be part of the eye group. And this one doesn't have the same eyes as anyone else. So for the same eyes have to be glasses. So one of these guys is going to be left out of the glasses pair, and then he'll either have to be part of the nose pair, and then he can't be part of the feet pair. So he has to be in the glass. And like, I don't know why I'm fixating on this group of Zoombinis. I might have to remove even more to get it to work out. But if these two were the same eyes, no, that wouldn't work because then this guy would have no one to match up with. Let's see. This one here is kind of a unique Zoomini. He doesn't have a lot in common with the others, so let's try taking them off and resetting this puzzle. And here I thought this would be just a quick minute and then I'd be done with the video, but no, let's reset. Okay, let's start with this guy because he's very unique. and he doesn't have a lot in common with others. And the thing that is most unusual about him are his eyes. So let's try matching him up by eyes like that. These are the only two with sunglasses. And then let's see if we continue to match up the rarest features. So these are the only two with feet like this. And then I've only got 2 Cyclopses in the group. And then remaining feet, I think we've got 2 roller skates left, and 2 spring feet. Let's see, these guys here, everything else is by nose, hair, or feet. But I don't have any more purple noses or orange noses, so I think I'm actually going to match these ones up by feet. And then this one here is pretty unusual for his nose. And this one, no, that one is not that unusual. Okay, so he can't match up by nose. He could match up by feet or by hair. Let's try feet. And then let's try, so we have 2 by hair and 1 by nose. Let's see. Oh, like this, like that, and like this. Okay, so I don't know if my strategy of trying to put the weird features, match them up first helped, but we got to the end.
How fortunate for Zoombinis that you are their guide.
And that's another little tip. With this puzzle, it can be a little hard to know when you've completed it. So make sure you listen for the narrator to congratulate you before you hit the arrow to keep going. Otherwise, you might accidentally leave some behind. But we can see all the Zoombinis are standing on red tiles. They're all linked up. So we can continue on.
Amazing indeed! Another relaxing campsite ready and waiting for Zoombinis. And they'll need their rest. The darkest, most dangerous part of the journey is yet to come.
Yeah, you said that the last time too. You need some new material, narrator. Anyway, so we have now successfully completed Who's Bayou, which is the alternate middle path. So you can see the icons for the locations have popped up. And actually, there's something I want to show off. Remember, whenever you complete a route on a new difficulty without losing Zoombinis, then you will get a new building in Zoombeniville. So because we completed Who's Bayou, even though we haven't made it to Zoombeniville yet with this group, That's at the Shade Tree Camp. I believe if we go to Zombiniville now, somehow they have already heard about our accomplishments and constructed a new building that will be waiting for us when we arrive there. So let's check it out. What was it? I'm trying to remember what the new thing is. Is it this? Nope, that's not new. Oh, it's this. This swimming pool salutes the Zoombinis who calmed Captain Cajun, rode tattooed toads, and knew how to network when traveling was not so easy. September 18, 2023. So this swimming pool will be waiting for the Zoombinis when they arrive. It was built in their honor, but they still have to make it all the way here in order to enjoy it. And then they can be reunited with this first of the group of Zoombinis that's already here. But that will have to wait until next time, because this video is long enough. So thank you for watching, and I hope to have the next video up soon.